Welcome back. Colorado has a real problem when it comes to kids' mental health. We rank in the bottom half nationally. A lot of folks are really working hard to try to find solutions to help kids live safer and healthier lives. Children's Hospital Colorado has teamed up with the group Healthier Colorado to launch a brand new coalition. It's called Mind Our Future, and they've just released a new playbook they want to share with whoever is Colorado's next governor. So I've got two guests on joining me today to talk about this new statewide initiative. We've got Zach Zaslow with Children's Hospital Colorado. Zach, thank you. And Josh Ewing with Healthier Colorado. Thank you guys for both coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
The point of talking about this today is because of an event going on partially tomorrow. But before we talk about what you're going to do with this playbook, the idea is you guys built a playbook. That's really important. Either of you can start, but what do we need to talk about with kids' mental health? Like, it's a big enough issue. We need some guidance on this, right? I'll let you speak to that.
That's absolutely right. So I think folks may know 5 years ago this month, Children's Hospital Colorado declared a state of emergency for child and youth mental health. We were the first organization in the country to do that. We just did a public opinion survey earlier this year. 90% of Colorado voters believe that children and youth in Colorado still face a growing mental health crisis. And so it's been too long. We've got to do something about it. And this year's governor's race is a chance to do that. So this is an effort to just elevate mental health during the governor's race, put some ideas out there, and hear what their solutions are.
Yeah, because it's one thing to say we have a problem. It's another to say, what can we do about it, right? And as we see a leadership change in the state, like, here's a good time to get this in front of the decision makers. Talk about, like, who's involved in this coalition, what all the players are working on this.
Yeah. So last fall, Healthier Colorado and Children's Hospital Colorado saw the 5-year anniversary coming up of the declaration of the mental health crisis, and decided we needed to do something. And we started organizing, and now the Mind Our Future Colorado Coalition boasts more than 70 organizations across the state. And to inform the policy playbook that we released last week, we traveled the state meeting with community leaders, education leaders, young people, business leaders, and our elected officials to understand what does this crisis look like, and not just in one part of the state, but generally statewide.
I know we can't take a playbook and go point by point in a short interview, but if you could give me some of the headlines of, like, what we really need to start thinking about action items, what would those be for this?
I think really 3 things, and certainly if folks want to go to mindourfuturecolorado.com and read the whole thing, we'd love for folks to do that. But I think the short version is, first and foremost, right now in Colorado, we've got a collection of different programs. We don't have a cohesive system. So we've got 74 different mental health programs. Nobody's in charge of it all. So we're recommending that the governor create on day one a children's chief mental health officer who can be accountable, who can be in charge, who can start to get results and move things in the right direction. We also want to invest more upstream. So instead of having kids have to come to Children's Hospital's emergency room because they're in crisis, let's prevent those problems before they even start. It saves money for the state, it saves money for taxpayers. It's better for kids and families. They can stay in their homes, in their schools, in their communities. The third thing is we want to hold social media companies accountable. Some of these things are going to cost money. Absolutely.
On this, yeah.
Absolutely. We're looking at a digital wellness fee that can go on social media companies. They're making a lot of money right now. We know they're targeting young people with infinite scroll and other sort of algorithms. That can fund some of these upstream investments to prevent crises. Just like a tobacco company, if you're creating a public health problem, we think you should chip in and help to solve it.
There's been a lot of comparisons made between social media and the tobacco companies and changing policies around them as we've learned more. That's really interesting.
Absolutely.
You guys have a forum tomorrow with some of the gubernatorial candidates. Last I checked, you had 3 committed, correct? Okay.
That's correct, yeah.
So what's the plan for tomorrow? What is the goal of this forum?
Well, first and foremost, as Zach shared, 90% of Coloradans agree that we need to do something to address this crisis. And that straddles political lines. So tomorrow, you'll see the leading candidates from the Republican and Democratic sides on stage, not to debate, but to show that this is not a partisan issue. We need to come together, and whomever he or she is as the next governor, we need to lead on this starting on day one.
Is it encouraging that you've got candidates willing to engage on this?
It's so encouraging, and you're seeing it show up in their policy platforms and their public statements. I think it's really encouraging for our young people, for our future as a state, that we are going to invest on this.
Okay. I think my last question before we go is, if people want to learn more about this organization, this coalition, you had already mentioned you can go online, read the playbook, but what else if you want people to engage on what you're doing, should people understand? How to find you, right? How to get involved.
Absolutely. So the website, again, is mindourfuturecolorado.com. Folks can go there to join the coalition, to sign up for updates. This forum is the centerpiece of what we're doing, coming before the primary election on June 30th. But the effort is certainly going to continue over the summer, into the fall, before the November election. And then when we have a new governor, we want them to campaign on this bold commitment, but make it a sustained priority in office as well. So the campaign's not going to end just when the election happens. It's going to be ongoing. Folks can go to that website to learn more and get engaged.
Okay, and hopefully in the next 5 years, we'll have a different conversation, right?
Absolutely.
We'd love to just close the book on this mental health crisis once and for all.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
your
us.
help.